Here we go. We're in for Penta Sports up against WTF, and it's going to be, well, looks of things, Penta on the attacking side to kick this one off. And, oh, actually, I think I'm entirely wrong on that one. They're talking about the defending side to start things off. So it's going to be the attacking side coming out from WTF.
So they have gone for the bottom. They've gone for Church, this is called. Church and Armor, I believe. There's 2 breach points. Well, there's one what looks straight into B.
But Aces gets one. Psycho is aware that there's one playing on stairs. Julia will take out Neofighter. Plant going down somewhat successfully, but no, Aces sees him. Aces coming in. Can he get it? 2 big kills from Aces. He sees another. A third Aces. Oh my goodness. In a 1v1. Ew, he's still got the diffuser to work through. Julia will now watch. And who's going to prevail in this fight? Sledge versus the Maestro. Any intel from Fnatic right now could possibly be going. But look at this, 1 frag grenade remaining from Julio. He's priming it on the diffuser. He'll toss it out, and Aces, will he live? He'll get off the plant. The Maestro will shoot away at the walls, but this is a bad position. But Aces, oh my God, how does this happen? Oh my word, Aces are huge. Somebody from Nip will need to plant. It's Pino's job to do that. Rampy down below, will he be able to stop this in time? He has an impact grenade. There it is! Ground control to Major Tom. We've got ourselves a series match point for Space Station.
What a massive play from Rampy. Impact from below.
What makes a map legendary? Every map is just a collection of carefully configured pixels. Walls and floors, hatches and ladders, all positioned to create something unique. Something that inspires players to explore and experiment. At their core, maps are an interface that the player interacts with in the way they feel is best. We roll our eyes at bad maps, annoying to play, claustrophobic or too big, repetitive or too random. We praise good maps, the ones that feel natural, allow us to express ourselves, the maps we never ban. But what about legendary maps? Does Siege even have one? Dust 2, Blood Gulch, Nuketown, 2 Fort. What do they have in common? Well, they are all legendary. Multiplayer maps that have stood the test of time. They have all forged a cult following in the gaming community. Maps that are fooled around on by casuals, but also recognized, respected, and sometimes even competed on by the pros. Rainbow Six Siege has now been live for over 7 years, and I've been thinking about which map is deserving of legendary status. The map that will forever be ingrained in our hearts and minds. The map that refuses to die. Now wait, before you start screaming at me in the comments that the answer is house, it's not. Hear me out. We need to lay down a framework. Why and how does a map become legendary in the first place? I think it can be narrowed down to 2 things. Firstly, the map needs to be enjoyable to play. It's a simple bullet point, but one so many maps fall short on. It should be balanced and competitive, but still allow for freedom of expression. It needs to be complex enough to satisfy seasoned pros, but accessible for new players. And it's imperative that these objectives are satisfied in any matter the community throws at it. Secondly, the map must have a lasting legacy. Moments the community will never forget, memories we continue to share, and an overall experience and sentiment that has been sustained since release. House falls short on both. After a few months of the game's release, defenders discovered that they could actually step outside the objective, leading to some of the most disgusting roams and extensions you have ever seen. If you thought attacking border in 2023 was hard against a decent team, times that difficulty by 10 and you get house. Not to mention the repetitive garage and window warfare that would leave you blind if you weren't wearing sunglasses due to the old lighting system. Now sure, I get it. Old Siege was better. It was more realistic. House was just for fun. I could go on, but that's for another day. If you put down your cup of nostalgic copium for a moment, Siege outgrew House. Sure, it was fun for the odd game, I'll concede, but it quickly fell off in Ranked and Pro League. It was too small, too one-dimensional, and these issues were only compounded by the Glazline Ying meta on the horizon. Where House does admittedly have stiff competition is its legacy. We might not agree that the original House became a poor playing experience after a little while, but I'm sure we can agree it was a memorable and recognizable location in the Siege universe. I use the word was very selectively.
You see information on that slide. I'm talking about the map reworks. We were introduced to the map rework for Oregon yesterday, but I saw 3 more reworks on there. The first one looking like House.
Yep, absolutely. House. Yep. Yeah, so, boom.
I guess I like it.
I don't think I need to...
House was eventually reworked for Steel Wave in mid-2020, reshaping the way we play it, but more importantly, shattering its ongoing legacy. Where some maps have seen incremental changes that make them more enjoyable to play but retain their core structure and image. Others, like House, didn't hit that same sweet spot, partially because the map was impossible to salvage with baby steps. The sentiment surrounding House has changed as a result. Once seen as a core map by the community, a map where we could every once in a while ignore its shortcomings and imperfections, has now become just another regular map, with nearly no relevance for the community outside of an odd quick play appearance. Clubhouse was released as one of 10 player versus player multiplayer maps in Rainbow Six Siege in December 2015. The map quote depicts an assault on a biker gang clubhouse featuring a full bar, gaming tables, and leather furniture. This mixed interior-exterior layout offers a host of interesting tactical opportunities for both attacker and defender. It would go on to deliver a distinct structural and thematic vision while maintaining an incredibly natural and fluid playstyle that has held up for what is closing in on a decade. Despite Rainbow Six changing in almost every way conceivable during this time, Clubhouse at its core has continued to deliver a heart-pounding experience for casuals and pros alike. Looking back, the level of Pro League was certainly interesting, to say the least. But it shouldn't be that surprising. The average level of play of any new online game at its inception will pale in comparison to where it stands nearly a decade down the road. But there was a spark, not just for the game or the professional scene, but Clubhouse. Everything sort of just worked. It certainly wasn't perfect, but it didn't need to be at the time. It introduced you to the game in an inviting manner. It allowed you to experiment with what was a limited operator pool at the time. It felt cozy in some respects, but facilitated the classic adrenaline surges that Siege is renowned for. Clubhouse was, dare I say it, a beautiful map. After a few years, Clubhouse slowly decayed. Not nearly as quickly as other launch maps, but it had certainly seen better days. Fortunately, the Siege developers were aware, and during the Year 3 panel at Six Invitational 2018, they broke the news.
We're making really minor changes, like small adjustments, very surgical, very precise, adding a wall here, taking a wall away there, things like that, to improve the player flow on these maps and how the balancing of the overall map works.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, do you want to talk about the first map buff that we have coming up?
Yes, I'm super proud. Clubhouse will be the first map buff. This is huge for us. There you go. There you go.
Seems like the crowd's pretty happy about that one.
Well, people know the map. It has major flaw, not major flaw. It has some flaws. This is it. It's super hard to concentrate right now. So what we've been doing is addressing some issues that we had with the upper stairs. So the bedroom and cash room.
I'll give him a second to just watch it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let it sink in, let it sink in.
Multiple additions and modifications were made to the map. Most notably, connector was added, linking the top floor between the cash room and bedroom, opening up the top floor and making it less claustrophobic for the defense and less repetitive for the attack. Other changes included the removal of the CCTV hatch, the cash room window, and the additions of a bathroom on the ground floor and secret stairs leading down to the basement. These changes received universal praise and acted as a precursor to many map reworks to come. The Space Station Gaming Clubhouse roam, the SSG roam, and now infamous, if not overused description of a basement roam by defenders. With the castle in hand, some information denial and the teamwork to back it up, aggressive but intelligent teams could exploit every last inch of Clubhouse for an advantage. A testament to how the map continued to age gracefully, resilient in the face of such a rapidly evolving outlook on the game. And let's not forget this classic moment, when Eminem baited BDS into attacking the completely wrong objective. Of course, this isn't exclusive to Clubhouse. It's not impossible to achieve on others, but it builds its legacy, its history. As we move towards the end of the video, the observant among you may be wondering, why did you put almost in the title? Clubhouse is an amazing map. It fulfills your criteria very well. But there's a third criteria, one that is virtually impossible to conceptualize, one that I can't even give a name to. Every legendary map has this X factor that makes it what it is. It's nearly impossible to narrow this down to much more than a gut feeling, an instinct. And I'm afraid I just don't know if Clubhouse has that yet. Perhaps one day, after another update, or another iconic clutch, or perhaps a cool strategy is found, but for now, I must rest my case. Clubhouse is a legendary map. Almost.